we need to know what is qualitative. Qualitative is that meaning is made through methodologies and methods like grounded theory, thematic analysis, content analysis, narrative analysis, and so on. While quantitative method, whereby meaning is made through mathematical techniques such as mean, median, standard deviations, and linear regressions, and etc. Now, qualitative data and quantitative data. Qualitative data is more descriptive, while quantitative data is more numerical, where in qualitative data we depict qualities, characteristics, while in the quantitative data we depict numbers and frequencies. What are the types of qualitative data? Because my work is more on qualitative data, okay, so these are the things that you can get, all right, for your data. Diary documents which include newspapers, because sometimes people even look at poems, books, novels, short stories, anything, case studies, photographs, audio recordings, video recordings, transcriptions, descriptive traits, descriptions, and observations. So these are the types of qualitative data in which people can obtain from their respondents. Okay. When we talk about methods, okay, we look at the grounded theory. Just now I mentioned about qualitative data. So what is grounded theory? Grounded theory is an inductive approach where new theories are derived from the data. And the process of data collection, data analysis, and theory development happen in an iterative process. Iterative data collection and analysis occurs until you reach theoretical saturation, okay, the point at which additional data adds no additional insight into new theory. And another method is thematic analysis. Okay, now you should consider thematic analysis in the following scenarios when you want to identify pattern in data, you are new to qualitative analysis, and you want to involve research participants in the analysis process. So it is very important when you do coding. All right, so let's say you have a diary, you want to code, especially in terms of what they write, okay, and then you try to find a theme, okay, you want to find a theme, let's say sad, okay, the theme is sadness. So what are the codes or what are the words that can describe sadness, especially in the diary or in the documents? All right. Now, let's go to multimodality. Okay, multimodality is a way to analyze data through multimodality, where you look at the discourse. Okay, the multimodal discourse analysis is an approach that looks at multiple modes of communication such as text, color, and images. Okay, I forgot to tell you that in terms of qualitative data, okay, qualitative data is descriptive. Alright, and it depicts qualitative or characteristics, whereas quantitative data is numerical. So if we were a group of people, alright, in a room, qualitative data would describe how they feel, okay, what they look like, and what clothes they are wearing, whereas quantitative data, okay, about the same group may include the number of people in the group, their age, or the temperature of the room. So that is an example to differentiate between qualitative data and quantitative data. So multimodal discourse analysis is more on qualitative data. It is a method of discursive analysis that looks not just how individuals' modes communicate, but how they interact with one another to create semiotic meaning. This is by Kress 2010. And he also states that using 3 modes in one sign, writing and image and color as well, has real benefits. Each mode does a specific thing. Image shows what takes too long to read, and writing names what would be difficult to show. Color is used to highlight specific aspects of the overall message. Okay, therefore, looking at multiple modes at once elicits a more nuanced and complex analysis, especially when looking at online environment. This is very important. Okay, so this is the new constructions of new methodologies, reconstructions in education, where we look at our students. Let's say when you go into a classroom, okay, you are looking at one student is wearing very nicely and another students are wearing which is not so nice. Okay, perhaps the clothes is dirty, so you can describe, okay, what is happening. This is what we call we are not looking only at the text, but we are looking at the appearance of a person, where you can put whether it's good or bad. All right, so this is all the things that you can look at in the multimodality aspect. All right, this is a sample of multimodality data in which you can have a look. All right, later on, representation of camera shots in multimodality. Just now you look at the photos or a picture. So this is how the multimodality can look. All right, can evaluate, all right, a photo. For example, eye level shot taken with camera, okay, approximately at human eye level, resulting in a neutral effect of the audience. High angle subject, what does it represent? And then Dutch angle or tilt shot, what does it represent in a multimodality discourse analysis? And this is another one. This is by the Malaysian Prime Minister, the previous one, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. So this is another example of multimodality, whereby the Director General, okay, of New Zealand speaking to the press. Okay, this is how the Malaysian's Health General, Dr. Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, he presents every day, all right, how many COVID positive in Malaysia, and you can see that on the 16th February 2021, like how many people have been infected, new cases, and then the total cases, and then how many deaths in every day. You know, he would do that every day last time. So another kind of critical discourse analysis is on humorous discourse. Okay, this is another way of you're looking at things that is happening before and after the pandemics, because people are so stressed. Okay, so they have more humor in their discourse, in their interaction or in their communication, in order to lessen down the stress. Okay, because discourse analysis has an interactive power to count for humor phenomenon. So how humor is created through the cohesion of discourse through the situational and cultural context. And humorous language does not stand by itself and cannot play their role in humorous discourse without assuming the position in the discourse. So this is an example of Indonesian language. Penggawean sepi bojo bengak-bengok. Alright, so the job of a screaming wife is because she's lonely. Okay, it says that wife screams because she's lonely. This is during the pandemic where everyone is having lockdown. Alright. This is another humor, how my grandfather saved the world and how I saved the world. Okay, this is another one in which we can do a new methodology in looking at the social media, looking at the press, looking at the newspapers, even looking at the documents, how politicians, how the governments are changing the policy and also acts. All right. So insertions of humor in the teaching of English pronunciation, for example, this is an example of multimodality on the English pronunciation challenge did by this English teacher in Malaysia, and we can see that the students are behind him, okay, trying to teach English pronunciation, where he gave the correct way on how to pronounce English words in English. So the tools of analysis for qualitative data that I would like to recommend. I know it's like we have to pay for it, but you can search in the internet, which is called DevTools, right? Alright, so what can you get, or what are the things that you can study, alright, especially on critical discourse analysis during and after the pandemics? We look at online newspaper, political speech, alright, of the prime ministers, of the presidents, the social media, Facebook, TikTok, okay, even Instagram, policy. Okay, so these are the things that you can look at during and after the pandemics. So critical discourse analysis, as mentioned, okay, this is by Norman Fairclough, and I also look at the appraisal analysis by Martin and White, following the systemic functional linguistics, in which you can have a look later, right? This is on the transitivity analysis, following the systemic functional linguistics, following the Norman Fairclough framework. This is on appraisal analysis, which is on attitudinal subsystem. We're looking at attitude, whereby there are three subsystems of attitude: appreciation, affect, and judgment. Appreciation is reaction and composition towards things. Affect is your feelings, whereby judgment, we're looking at the behavior of that person, whether it's esteem or sanction. Okay, you can read Language of Evaluation by Martin and White, and I think you can get it through to the internet. You can get it from the internet. Language of Evaluation, the title of the book. It's an ebook. So this is critical discourse analysis of the prime minister, the previous prime ministers of Malaysia during the pandemics, directly translated into: I'm begging you, ladies and gentlemen, please stay at home quietly. Stay put where you are, please. I beg you, for 2 weeks only. Okay, this is in the past, right? Before vaccinations and vaccination booster being introduced to us to curb COVID-19. Another one: I'm fully responsible for your welfare, ladies and gentlemen. This is my responsibility as a human being. I am not perfect, but I promise I will do my best. This is his pledge, his pledge and to protect the country during the pandemics. So issues during and after COVID-19 that we have currently is on the Rohingya issues. This is from the Dawn, Pakistani newspaper. Okay, the depiction in terms of multimodal discourse analysis, you can have a look at the photos, how the positions of the camera, and also the language that are being used. Okay, the clauses, the statements that are being used by certain newspapers. This is another one from Free Malaysia Today. You can see that how they depict the Rohingyas. They are in a cage. Okay, no Rohingya or refugee among group being deported. Okay. And this is from New Straits Time. This is not alternative. This is mainstream newspaper. So you can see UN criticizes Malaysia's plan to deport Myanmar nationals. So this is some examples of the newspaper, because I'm looking at it because I'm doing on media discourse, on critical discourse analysis. So that's why I'm presenting what I know. And this is a comparison of New Zealand and Malaysian Prime Minister COVID-19 vaccines. Okay, and this is how the previous Prime Ministers. And I think that's all. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, feel free to.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sethinur, for sharing some valuable insight in the perspective of post-pandemic situation and its effect on the research processes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading towards the most important and crucial part of today's conference. And I just want to know your instant feedback. I can see, like, after parallel discussions, we are quite busy in sharing our experiences. But for one last time, I want to know your feedback, like how enriching and exciting day it was.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think that is all about my presentation. So if you have any questions, you can ask. If not, I would like to say thank you very much.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Sethi. It was really amazing, and we thoroughly enjoyed your presentation, and we are moving ahead with the program. Thank you very much for your presence online. All right, so as I was sharing with you, I just want a quick feedback from all of you. Was it exciting? How enriching it was today? Was it? Yes or no? Yes? I need a big yes, a louder one. Great. I can feel now the house is almost full with the participants. So thank you so very much. Now we are heading towards the final stages of the program, which is really, really important. We are almost touching the end of today's conference. Before we proceed towards the awarding ceremony, I would like to call on stage someone who is really an inspiration for all of us, the most dedicated teacher I have ever met, and the thought leader behind making this conference a big success. Any guesses who that personality would be? Are they right? Okay, yes, you're right, absolutely. I'm talking about Dr. Najmunissa Khan, the head of Education Department. And I would like to mention that under her dynamic leadership, the department is actually moving in the wonderful right direction. And I can share with you with extreme confidence that her vision and her focus of bringing academia and industry on same page is actually creating waves across the board. Her focus is industry academic linkages, hands-on skills, and her visionary leadership is setting up the roadmap towards innovation. She's a true example of resilience and positive attitude. Without further ado, if I may request Honorable Dr. Najmunissa Khan to please join us on stage and share the conference summary and important findings. In your thunderous applause, please. May I have your applause, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much, all of you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you are, human being as well. So, thank you very much for being human and be passionate. ये जो जिस जज्बे से आपने कॉन्फ्रेंस को अटेंड किया और पार्टिसिपेट किया, सो जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. I would like to share the glimpses of today's event. And the few things, the findings of the conference, paper presentations which were shared by the presenters. So Thursday is a weekday. Jazakallah, thank you very much again for joining us and spare time with us. The objectives of the day were to highlight the knowledge about the evolving trends in teaching and research with respect to technology integration and curriculum development during and post-pandemic era. Though we are still, going through the phase of crisis, but alhamdulillah, to great extent we have overcome it. To share the findings of research conducted during and post-pandemic, and to discuss the future prospects of teacher education in the light of new recruiting policy of Sindh government. It was gratifying to talk about bringing change in the curriculum in terms of global change. The first keynote speaker shared the meanings of resilience. She shared and she discussed the types of, resilient attitude, and then she discussed the steps of resilience. So the before this, Madam President, she highlighted the importance of resilience, reformation, and constructing in education during pandemic and post-pandemic era. You know, this is the need of the day to bring reform in our personality, to bring change in our attitude, and to restructure the system of education. We talked about industry academia linkages, and in panel discussion the panelists highlighted the importance of industry academia linkages, because this we have to realize, and this we have to accept. Now education is considered as an industry, and there must be a linkage, or there must be a connection between industry and academia. Our chief guest, Dr. Mujibuddin Sirai, he reflected on his own experiences as a teacher and as VC of a renowned university. He highlighted the historical importance of Sindh Madrasatul Islam, and he reflected the experiences as a teacher and as educational leader during pandemic, how teachers reformed themselves, and how they accepted the change in their teaching, the change in teaching style. And again, thank you very much for the session chairs. They chaired the sessions. They gave feedback to the students or the presenters. I would like to share the summary of the papers, the presentations. So when we announced this conference, so we were not hopeful, because as we are a kind of department where we are a small department. जैसे सुबह बात करी डॉक्टर इरफान ने कि we are the department which are deficit department, और एक और टर्म जो हमारे लिए यूज की जाती है, that is low performing department. So हम low performing department है in terms of admission intake. So थोड़ा सा फेयर, बहुत सारा फेयर और थोड़ी सी होप के साथ, and with the support of Dean Faculty of Education and Social Sciences. Without his support, it could not be possible. So with the support of Dean Faculty of Social Sciences, I, along with my team, I, started working on conference, and my team, the review team and the whole team, and the students' role cannot be ignored. So the team was very supportive, and we received more than 80 papers. It was, I'm very thankful to all of them who, showed their interest in conference, and we received more than 80 papers, and the committee reviewed the paper, and 68 papers were shortlisted, and acceptance was sent to them. Out of 68, we received 48 registration, and Alhamdulillah, all 48 were present today, and not only the presenters but the participants were also got themselves registered. So I could say that because of your support and cooperation, cooperation of my team, cooperation of my dean, and cooperation of my panelists, session chairs, keynote speakers, and my students. So this conference, I could claim that this conference is a successful conference. Thank you very much, all of you. Jazakallah. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Najm, for all your kind words. And yes, And it's time to officially acknowledge the efforts of all the volunteers, the people, those who were behind this entire day program, because we all know that whatever we see today is actually the output of a lot of effort that has been given throughout the last month. So thank you so very much to all of you, those who are here, to acknowledge them. Now, I would like to invite the Dean Social Sciences, Dr. Riaz, to give away the token of appreciation to all the volunteers and all the members, the faculty members, those who have worked, and Dr. Najmun Asa to join them. And I will be calling the name and request you to kindly receive your memento. Professor Dr. Riaz Ahmed Sheikh and Dr. Najmun Asa. So first we have the name of Dr. Naeem Akhtar. I think your claps should not stop. Ms. Sadia Durrani. Dr. Khurram Khan Alvi. Oh. Ms. Sadia Durrani. Dr. Khurram Khan Alvi. Dr. Rakshanda Kaukab. Ms. Javeria Samia. Ms. Javeria has worked with us and it was a pleasure working with you. Mr. Mansoor Ahmad Khan. सबसे ज्यादा जिम्मेदारियां मंसूर के कांधों पर थी आज. Dr. Rabia Aslam. Oh my God, Rabia is sweating since morning. A lot of hard work has been paid by Rabia. Thank you for all your ownership, Rabia. Miss Lubna Aud. Mr. Abdul Kareem Sohag. Mr. Muhammad Imran. Mr. Hafiz Rajput. Muhammad Imran is first. Muhammad Imran. Hafiz Rajput. Imran के लिए clapping. आप लोगों का तो सारा इंतजाम के पास था. जबरदस्त तालियां होनी चाहिए फिर इमरान के लिए. मिस रोजी पंजवानी. Muhammad Afzal. Mr. Muhammad Afzal, Miss Shabana Akhtar, Miss Nadia Ibrahim, Miss Nadia Ibrahim, Miss Amna Anwar, Amna Anwar, Miss Asma Mamsa, Shabana Abdul Jabbar, and Shazia Hamid. ठीक है Nausheen Sirajuddin Ahmad. She has written all the certificates today. She should receive one. Not a single event or a function can be performed without a visionary leadership. It is a great opportunity for us and for entire SZABIST team to be here and to be under the leadership, a visionary leadership of Dr. Riaz. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to hear from him a thought and learn from his expertise. Over to you, Sir Riaz.
Thank you very much. The person who comes at the last is the most thankless person, because he has to perform most thankless job. Thank you very much. I do remember about 2-3 months back when Dr. Najam first time discussed this idea with me. I was very much apprehensive about this as well, because this was the tail of the semester. Secondly, our budget expenditures was about to close. Rather, many things have been surrendered. At that time, I thought how we will be able to meet all those things. But later on, we found some space. And lastly, we arranged something for Dr. Najam, and lastly, he took all this responsibility. Before coming to any other things, the Dr. Najam said her department is small, her department is in deficit. I think our department is not a small department, it's a very vibrant department. It has contributed and we must. Secondly is success is not measured in terms of quantitative things, not in financial terms, but success is measured in terms of influence. Because a teacher who teaches in a class of a 40 to 50 students is mean that these 40, 50 students are his product and they are a result of his efforts. Ultimately, whenever I go to any bank, whenever I go to any other place, I find a lot of students and they respect me a lot. You will not believe it. One of my students is a vice chancellor of a public sector university, and when he hears that I am coming there, he comes out of his office and receives me. This is actual respect our teacher earns. We don't earn something in monetary terms, but we achieve respect, honor in qualitative terms. That's our key notice speaker was explaining you what's the difference between these two. So my point of view is, I do remember in 1994 when Hakim Saab conceived this idea to start Hamdard University. So his first point of view was that he will start Department of Education. He started from Education Department. And at the last moment he said that all departments can be shut down in Hamdard University, but Education Department will not be shut down, because education department will make a change in a society. Rest of department, rest of things will be done by some universities, but education will be a department which should be our responsibility, and that's our responsibility we take. And all those who are sitting and those who have deliberately opted education for their future studies, so they are doing a noble work, and we must recognize their noble work. My point is, we should not be apologetic about these things, but rather we should have a courage and would share all these great people. They are the teachers, whether it's Aristotle, whether it's Socrates, whether it's Noam Chomsky, whether it's any scientist. Actually, they are the teachers, and we should recognize their services for the humanity, for the human beings, because our future is dependent on our contribution as a teacher, as a student for the future. So with this word, I will not take any more time, but I will call those names who have really contributed to make this event, because this is not just 7-8 hours event which we started early in the morning and we are concluding in the afternoon. Rather, there are many days and weeks exercises involved, and there are a lot of people who have been working behind the scene which may not be obvious to you right now in the hall, but they have been contributing in different ways and means to make this event successful. So first of all, Dr. Najam, I with my deep heart recognize her services for this conference. Then we have Dr. Naeem Akhtar, who received just a plaque from me, but it's more than the contribution he has done for the conference. Then we have a Sadia Durrani, always willing to contribute in any position. Then we have our two respectable colleagues, Dr. Khurram Alvi and then Dr. Rakshanda. Thank you very much to both of you. And my department's Baro faculty, Javeria, where is she now? The Javeria, thank you very much for your active participation. And that Eiffel Tower, Mansoor, where is he now? Gone to, Thank you, Mansoor, for your contribution. And the long list of the students and volunteers which who have been already called here with their names. Rabia Aslam especially. Where is Rabia? Rabia, we are proud. You are the first PhD from university and the education department. This is a special contribution you have done. Then Afzal, you played important role. Mr. Afzal, huh? And with loud and clear. Huh? Afzal, thank you very much for your contribution. Then we had Lubna Aoud, then Shabana Akhtar, then you have Abdul Karim Sohag, Nadia Ibrahim, Muhammad Imran, Amna Anwar, Hafiz Rajput, Asma, and lastly the Rosie. Thank you very much for both of you. And really, we got an encouragement from your active participation, people who travel from Sakkar in this bad weather. And I know how much it was difficult for you to make a journey. People came from Ladkana. Thank you very much for Kambusa for your participation. People came from Hyderabad, Jamshoro, and those who are online from different cities. So we are thankful to all those. And then people who travel from Karachi, from different universities, spend their whole day with us and in this exercise. Thank you and see you again very soon. We'll see you again. Thank you very much for your contribution. Lot of love.
the final leave. Thank you so very much for your time. And would you like to add anything, Afzal?
Thank you very much. Stay blessed, stay safe.
Yes, the IT people, their contribution. Yes. And the marketing department, and there are so many people who are working behind it. So thank you so very much, and I hope we tried our level best to keep you engaged the entire day. Thank you so much, and Allah Hafiz.